Today, Brawl Stars basically confirmed my suspicions that Power League is looking like they could get deleted in the future, or a big rework or something like that. So it's not going to happen in the next update, but it's probably going to happen pretty soon. So probably by the end of the year, I imagine Power League is going to get some big revamp, especially after the World Finals. That's what I suspected anyways. But you can see on this tweet, make sure if you've got any suggestions to actually post on there. I've got a bunch which I'll talk about later on in this video. But you can see just by this artwork that Power League, you know, it's not really what everyone kind of envisioned, especially for the casual. It's not really a fun experience. Whenever I try and play on my mini accounts, it's still pretty frustrating. So you can see even like things like this where, you know, you're just clearly outpowered by the enemy team, or just your teammate picks something like Power 1, for example, can be pretty frustrating. Again, even the Brawl Stars even know, right? We've got an El Primo with the thumbs down, and it's like he's just staying in a corner whilst you're just getting wrecked. That is just how it is at the moment. And yeah, a lot of dumb random. But as we scroll through the comments, you kind of get the same theme with pretty much all of these. A lot of them, especially from the pro side of things, they really want the report button to actually work. Succeed by Trevor and also Patchy up here, they both got the same ideas. So it feels like the report button, you know, it came into the game maybe like a year ago now, but it's actually had no implications as to whether the player gets banned or not. It's been really annoying, especially for myself. Say, for example, if I want to stream, it doesn't happen too much to me, but I know it happens to a lot of other streamers. If someone just repeatedly tries to get into your game, it just froze all the time and just picks like Power 1 brawlers, you want to report them. And especially if they get multiple reports and keep doing it, they should be getting banned, because in other games, I know like Valorant, for example, even in Fortnite and other games that I play competitive, well, not competitive, but their ranked system, players end up getting banned once you report them. So I just feel like there needs to be some report system, especially for a game like Brawl Stars, where a lot of people just end up giving up even after like one death. Like I've seen it so many times in Power League where you'll literally go up the map in hot zone and they'll die once, they'll just thumbs down and then just sit and spawn and just ruin your whole experience. So can be pretty annoying that the report feature hasn't worked at all yet. We do kind of understand though, just because they have explained in podcasts, is that they haven't got the kind of just the amount of people to really deal with the amount of reports that come in. So they want to make the report system automated, but it's been nearly a year now. It'd be pretty nice because there's just too much trolling going on and it can be pretty annoying. We've got some more points from some respectable figures within the community with Reigns, Rolo, and also HZB. So starting off with Reigns, he's a good esports avid enjoyer. It always helps me out with my streams and whatever else. But anyways, his first point is actually really good. I'd actually like an incentive. So if you don't know what the golden step is in Clash Royale, they have like a Power League kind of way. I think it's called Path of Legends, where I've only just started playing Clash Royale, so that's why I'm a bit new to it all. But basically, when you get to like a new rank or even halfway through that rank, there's like a golden step. So once you reach it, you'll never go further down from it. So a good example is, say you just reached the mythic rank in Power League in solos, then you'll never actually go below mythic, even if you keep losing. I think that's pretty good, because say if you get onto a tilting loss streak, at least your rank isn't affected too much. You know, you've reached mythic rank, you're at least minimum mythic rank. I actually really like that. And then also his second point is a really nice one as well. His third and fourth are good, but the second point really resonates with me, because it not only affects the lower level of Brawl Stars and even the more casual, you know, the golds and the diamond players, it actually affects, you know, the masters players a lot as well, because you'll get the idiots in Power League which will just troll and go like a Power 1 brawler, a Power 7 brawler, you know what I mean, just below that Power 9. At least Power 9's competitive, but people are just trolling and going Power 1 brawlers. It's so annoying. There should just be a restriction that you must have at least level 9 brawlers, and it should literally deselect any brawlers below Power 9, so you can't go them whatsoever. That'll be a really good change, so there's less trolling and more competitive aspect to it. And then also we have Rolo, who makes a really good point. For me, I just think that there needs to be some incentive to play Power League. Like, of course, Power League is actually pretty good. I like the format, even though sometimes it can be a little bit too long to get into the games. I really like it. I really like the band stages, draft stage. It's really interesting as an avid esports enjoyer, but it's really annoying for the casual player base, or even just, you know, people like myself who grind it constantly. There's actually not too much to grind for. Like, there is a skin, right, but then you don't even get the right bling for it anymore because it got nerfed. I just think there needs to be more incentive to actually push up. Again, you compare it to Clash Royale, which isn't in the best of spots right now, but at least in Path of Legends, I'm nearly at the end. I don't even know what the rank's called, but I'm actually nearly at the top. But you also get, you know, cool emotes on the way. You get also gold. You get all sorts of other kind of ways to progress. I'd actually like some progression in Power League. Like, bling is good, but I'd actually like maybe a little bit of gold, maybe a little bit of power points, or maybe just something else that just incentivizes you to grind to the next level. Because, you know, once you get those 60 wins, I think it is for the loose skin, or once, yeah, I think it's like 30 wins as well, we get like a profile picture. There isn't much incentive to really push it, especially for the casual play base. The last really good point I wanted to pick up on in terms of the community, what they thought, is with Holmesy, who actually is one of my good friends. He actually put out a really good point, is that casual players in lower leagues don't understand the current meta. So again, you know, it would be really nice. It could be pretty difficult to put this into the UI, but it's just a good example. I think this is off, I can't remember which one of our Brawlify, maybe. It's one of the good websites in terms of the Brawl API. But basically, a lot of people are out of touch with esports and YouTube content, like he said. So at least maybe with some suggestions and like win rates, pick rates, what's actually picked quite a lot in this map, so it can help you at least know what is some right, was kind of okay. And there's also one in terms of esports, which I've seen before, which people have been saying, is that maybe there just needs to be a competitive brawler pool. I've heard Frank speak about that before. So because there's 70 brawlers in the game, right, it can be pretty hard to know who's in a competitive meta. Say, for example, you know how I do with a tier list. In the competitive player pool, there's no F tier or D tier brawlers, for example, and it's only C tier and above that allowed. So about 50 odd brawlers that are competitive, because let's face it, who actually goes Mortis in competitive? Who goes Frank? Who goes Roses? So at least the player base, the casual player base, know who is a decent brawler or not. The point I wanted to make was that I actually predicted this one like a couple of weeks ago on my Twitter. So I got the feeling, especially after watching, I think it was Time to Explain podcast a couple of podcasts ago, where they spoke just about the game, I think with Kairos, and just in general, just the kind of vibe I was getting from them was that they wasn't really happy with ladder, with Power League, or combining Club League as well. Like, there's a lot of improvement needed on pretty much all of them at the moment. So my kind of impression was that they really weren't happy with Power League. You know, Power League Club League is an extension of Power League, basically, because you're forced to play the power match and it's not really fun. It's really annoying a lot of times. Power League, the casual play base just aren't having fun with it. So I think there's going to be some big change pretty soon. I can predict probably in a couple of updates time there will be a big switch around. The thing is, they've got to wait for the World Finals to finish, and that's when I think they'll actually introduce this revamped system. Whether they'll just completely renew it, whether they just add different rewards, I'll have to wait and see. But a lot of people actually were quite interested in it, and for me, I think the big change which they could make is in terms of the draft. Maybe instead of drafting, they can like kind of make it blind picks. I think the biggest one for me is that the kind of draft phase is good, but it's pretty slow, right? Like, a lot of people won't want to, you know, for a game like Brawl Stars, it's really fast, 2-minute, 3-minute games, and the draft can literally last as long as the game time. So I think in terms of trying to feed to the casual play base, because it's quite clear now that they really want to focus on the casual play base, I think esports isn't really looked at too much anymore, is that instead of having a draft, they should probably, so say how before it was blind picks, I think you should have maybe like 20 seconds, 15 seconds to get your 3 bans in per team, and then literally at the same time, you and the opposing team should just pick a brawler within like 15 seconds. So it will literally cut in half the drafting stage. You can get duplicate brawlers as well, which I think will just make it a lot quicker and a lot more interesting, in my opinion. Let me know how you would actually change Power League and all things considered. I just thought it was an interesting topic, because for me, I've just been so for the idea of Power League changing in the future. It's needed a bit of a revamp, hasn't it? So let me know down in the comment section below how you change it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.